Apple was founded 48 years ago today, on April 1st, and it changed the computing world forever. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak when they first founded Apple on April 1, 1976, image credits, Getty Images. Apple's journey began in Steve Jobs' parents' home on Crist Drive in Los Altos, California. Looking at the trillion-dollar company now, it is difficult to imagine that some hungry entrepreneurs decided to pursue a venture from humble beginnings and focus their talent and skill on making the world's most recognizable firms in the world. Today, the technology giant turned 48 years old on April 1st, and it is difficult to argue that Apple transformed the computing world that we see before us. From portable computers to smartphones and mixed reality headsets, the Cupertino giant is regarded by many as having changed the face of the industry. Before the iPhone was bread and butter for Apple, the company was focused on making personal computers, starting with the Apple I. Where everyone else was drawing up ideas for April Fools, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak partnered up in an effort to deliver revolutionary computing products for the consumer. Being an early company with immature founders, Apple had to learn various aspects of being a successful entity, and even though the first run of Apple I was a successful one, as 50 units were sold, there were a multitude of lessons that had to be learned. When Jobs was pitching the Apple I to Paul Terrell, who ran ByteShop at the time, he wanted to sell motherboards and kits that assemblers would pick up to make into a computer. However, Terrell wanted the devices assembled to be sold as standalone computers, and ultimately, this idea forced Jobs to change the company's business model, as Apple now focused on selling pre-assembled computers to the public. Of course, these changes were just the start of Apple slowly taking over other categories. However, just like its competitors, Apple suffered significant setbacks, and there was a time when the now Cupertino giant would have declared bankruptcy as it was bleeding tremendous amounts of cash. However, with Jobs returning to the helm, he guided Apple towards calmer waters and introduced revolutionary products such as the iPod, the MacBook, and the iPhone in 2007, which now generates the most revenue for a single category. Fast forward to 2024, Apple's Q1 earnings revealed that the company generated $119.6 billion in revenue, a mammoth sum compared to what it was making 4 decades ago. Unfortunately, Jobs could not witness the company's current trillion-dollar status as he passed away in 2011, but he left an immutable legacy that is currently being fulfilled by his successor, Tim Cook.